much money or assets should you be leaving your kids? Some working-age people in the United States say that you should not give them anything at all. The latest HSBC report found 23% of pre-retirees would rather spend all their savings and let the next generation create their own wealth. Joining me right now is Dave Ramsey, host of the Dave Ramsey Show. Dave, good to see you.
Good morning, Maria.
You know, with this whole idea that you're going to be paying 65% tax on your inheritance, because, of course, that is Hillary Clinton's plan, people are increasingly saying, why should I leave that burden to my kids and I'm not going to leave them anything? Why do you think there's this shift away from leaving behind an inheritance?
Well, right now, the current inheritance tax is over $5,666,000. So you'd have to have an estate of that size or you don't have any federal estate tax today. Of course, Hillary is planning to change that. But yeah, I don't know about the taxation issue, but the question begs, do you leave your children money? And I think, obviously, if your children are misbehaving, then you'd be funding their misbehavior. You're funding their craziness. And so you wouldn't want to do that. And so if your children, but are they healthy, good, solid adults? If you're not willing to leave them money then you're presupposing that money is evil and that somehow you've done something wrong to your kids.
In other words, if you don't leave them anything, there's just something wrong to your kids.
No, I'm saying if I'm wealthy and I won't leave my kids money, yeah, because I'm going to leave it all to nonprofits like Buffett's little thing he's doing, and that presupposes that I think money is evil and that leaving my children money is going to do them great harm, and it's not going to do them great harm if they're solid people, because when you get money, any of us, whether it's inherited or otherwise, all it does is magnify who you are. If you're a jerk, you become a bigger jerk. If you're a great person, you become a bigger great person.
Yeah. Dave, it's David McDowell, but can you raise decent, solid, self-sufficient human beings, but give them money all along the way, essentially make their lives a lot easier with money and still have them be self-sufficient?
Well, I think the difference is whether they're going to receive it at my death or whether I'm going to enable them throughout their life. No, I'm not going to fund my 32-year-old living in my basement playing Nintendo. He needs to get off his butt and get a job.
No, Dave, I don't want to live in your basement. See, I'm your 32-year-old, and I want you to rent me an apartment and pay for my cell phone, and then I'm going to work a part-time job at a coffee shop because that's convenient for me.
Or maybe I won't work. Maybe I'll just write music, I'll write songs.
Okay.
You know, that's enabling. My daughter, Rachel Cruz, is on a 3-week book tour right now. She's 28 years old. She's working 16-hour days doing media and book signings. She has her own life, and so she's qualified with her work ethic, with her integrity, with her spiritual character to manage money in the next generation. But today, she's out there and her husband Winston earning their own keep, and all 3 of my kids are doing that. But no, you don't enable them going along. No, I'm not going to fund somebody's. Again, we're not going to fund misbehavior, and a lack of work ethic is a misbehavior.
Dave, I know a lot of boomers who've spent the last 8 years of their career in a pretty badly damaged economy. So it's really influenced their ability to cast forward their eyes and how much am I going to spend on my own life, much less for my kids. Where do you come out on that trend here where people are coming in with diminished expectations and diminished wallets?
You know, you're exactly right, because personal finance is about 80% behavior. It's only about 20% head knowledge. So a lack of savings indicates, in some cases, a hopelessness. I've given up. If this thing's overwhelming, I punt. I can't win. That's one reason people don't save. Another reason they don't save is there's just no nobility to their life. There's no maturity to their life, because savings is an indication of maturity. Now, if you were set back in 2008, and you started over at that point, which you really didn't. If you didn't cash everything out, then your retirement went in half, and now it's come back up threefold of that. But if you've stayed with it, you're going to be fine. The trick is this: 22% of Americans right now have zero saved for retirement. The survey that we opened this spot with says 23% don't plan on leaving anything. Well, duh, you don't have anything to leave.
Right.
So what are you going to do about that? Well, you're going to pick up right where you are right now. If you're 56, I am, and you're going to roll up your sleeves and say, hey, I got 10, 14 years or something like that starting from zero. I'm going to get my butt out of debt. I'm going to work like a crazy person. I'm not going on a bunch of vacations I can't afford, and I'm going to actually have dignity in retirement. But you've still got time.
Well, it's incredible to me that most people, or a big portion of Americans, only have $1,000 in savings. Real quick, Dave, in terms of saving, what's the best way for people to save? You're living paycheck to paycheck. You have debt. How am I going to save?
Well, your most powerful wealth building tool is your income. And so we teach people, even if it's late in the game, get rid of the car payment, get rid of the student loan. Let's get out of debt, because then you've got some economic, mathematical muscle to start throwing in that Roth IRA and that 401k.
Then what?
Get out of debt, and then start your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses, and then start pouring everything you can into that retirement account.
Okay.
Max out those 401ks, get that match, that Roth 401k, get the Roth IRA going, and get some low turnover, no load mutual funds, and just start cranking up the savings. But you can really do this.
Yeah.
It's very possible to retire with dignity, even if you're starting late. But you have to believe you can.
Yeah, I totally agree. So get out of debt. First, get the emergency fund for bills, and then just start saving. Do different buckets. Put one for retirement, one for your child's wedding, whatever it is. Dave Ramsey, great advice as always. We'll see you soon, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Another